Do 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 do. Josh's Order Corner. That's me.
I am so excited about this item right here. Aside from the fact that it looks like it got a little banged up in transit, so hopefully everything is good. But we're about to find out. You may notice in the some recent videos I'm wearing the same shirt over and over again. I promise it is not because I only have one shirt. It is because I just got back from a trip and I am opening everything that I missed out on. So this was one of those pieces. This comes from the crew, Skelton Crew Studio, and I'll put a link for them in the description below. Basically, when I went to the event with Joe Hill, throwing everything everywhere. I went to an event with Joe Hill, and he had some giveaway things. If you asked a question, he would bring you this giveaway item. And unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to ask him a question, and that made me sad. But he did make it clear that these items, I don't know if he said it there, but it was on his socials that he had these items on his website. And the great thing about purchasing through his website is he does a lot with charity. So when you purchase from his website, the money goes to a good cause. So I snagged a couple different things. One, which is the items that he was giving away, and the other, which is just an added bonus. So, skeletons, coffins, and closets. Wait, caskets, closets. Today, I'm tired, man. There's that. Here is a coaster signed by Joe Hill himself, with the dragon right there. King's Sorrow by Joe Hill, limited edition. And then we got ourselves a King Sorrow pin. I don't know if it'll be very visible. Boom. That's not bad. Nice little dragon pin there. And there was a good amount of packaging in here, which makes me so happy because, like I said, this box took a bit of a beating. This was the piece that I was really excited to get at the Q&A with Joe Hill. But since I didn't get to ask my question, I didn't get one. Which I was going to ask him basically, like, growing up with Tabitha King and Stephen King as parents, and with the common trend of seeing kids rebel against their parents' wishes and what their parents do and things like that, was there ever a time where he was like, there's no way in hell I'll be a writer? That was what I was, something along those lines is what I wanted to ask him. But he talked a little bit about how coming home from school, he would hear them typing away, and it was more inspiring than anything else. This right here is a King Sorrow rocks glass, which will be a little hard to showcase here. Joe Hill, King Sorrow, and then it has right there, Flight or Fright, an excerpt from the story. It's got his autograph done on here, the dragon, just a really cool rocks glass. And since I like to have a little sippy sip every once in a while, I knew that this would be a nice addition. Plus, the charity aspect of it makes me very happy. So we got the rocks glass that came with the pin and the signed coaster. And then I also added this to the order as well, because this is one of his books that I have not read in a very long time, and I want to read again. This is Heart-Shaped Box. Sooner or later, the dead catch up. Judas Cone is a collector of the macabre, a cookbook for cannibals, a used hangman's noose, a snuff film. Many of these objects were gifts from black-clad fans who made his metal band a legend and made him rich, but not all. When his personal assistant told him there was a ghost for sale on the internet, Jude knew he had to have it for his private collection. He didn't think twice. This is a story about that with a cover I have never seen before, so it looks fantastic. This is from Joe Hill's shelf. That's one thing they call out. Like, this is, if there's dings, dents, things like that on the books, just keep in mind this was pulled off of his shelf. It was also a doodle. It says doodled first edition. So if you look in here, it is signed, and then we got these little hearts that he doodled on there, just like that. So added another signed Joe Hill book to the collection, which is always fantastic, as well as the King Sorrow gift set. Like I said, I will put a link to their site down below. keep an eye, sign up for the newsletter, keep an eye on his socials, all of that fun stuff, so you know what kind of charity events are happening. There's always some really cool things that they do over there on that website. Have you read King Sorrow? I have it sitting right here. It was a slow reading week. I'm really bummed about that. I should have been able to finish this week, but instead, boom, I'm about halfway through, and I can't wait to pick it back up and continue on the journey of King Sorrow. Let me know what you're reading down below. Let me know what kind of book recommendations you have, all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you very soon.
Do 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 do.